Hey everybody! I have to say, I am coming to you today with a recipe that when I saw it, it took me straight down nostalgia road. I was flipping through some emails and I get a subscription from Southern Living, and this headline jumped out at me and it said, chocolate mayonnaise cake. Oh my God. It took me way, way, way back to when I was still living on the farm as a teenager. And we had this neighbor who would make chocolate mayonnaise cake very often. And it was just such a yummy, moist cake, because when I eat cake, I like it moist. No dry stuff here for me, as you can tell. So anyway, it just, you know how some things you haven't had it in a long time and it just takes you down that nostalgic road? Well, that's what happened here. And it was coming up on the long weekend, and I knew that we would be, celebrating the long weekend with other people. So it was the perfect time to try out this recipe. But there's just a little catch. I read the Southern Living recipe and it was slightly different than the one that I was used to. And the one I was used to be on the back of good old Hellmen's mayonnaise. And I read them and I didn't want to mess up that nostalgic flavor. So I stuck with the Hellmen's mayonnaise cake recipe. And this is how we made it. So when you get ready to make the cake, I will have the baking temperature and the times in the recipe. So just follow along there. But go ahead and preheat your oven, and then you have to choose what size cake pan you want to use. You can use either the 13x9 oblong, super easy, just grease it up. You don't have to worry about how it's going to come out of the pan. Or you can do two 9-inch round pans. I chose to take the easy route, so I have greased up the 13x9 pan. In a medium bowl, combine your flour, cocoa, baking soda, and baking powder, and set that aside. Then in a large bowl, I use my KitchenAid large mixer. So I have a big bowl and I just put that on a low speed, and I go ahead and I start beating the eggs, the sugar, and the vanilla. Get that turned up to high speed. Beat that for 3 minutes until light and fluffy. Next, beat in the mayonnaise at a low speed until it is blended. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the flour mixture and the water, and you're going to alternately mix those into the batter. When you're done with this, go ahead and pour your batter into your prepared pans. Shove it in the oven and bake for 30 minutes. So while the cakes are cooling, this is your big opportunity. What are you going to top this delicious cake with? Because for me, the cake's just the container for the frosting. I love the frosting. So do I do buttercream or do I do a cream cheese frosting? So with buttercream, of course, it's all butter. With cream cheese, it's butter and cream cheese, and then everything else is the same. So I am going to do just a plain old buttercream vanilla frosting. So all other instructions of the cream cheese, out the window. You'll have to use your own recipe. So mine calls for 3 cups of powdered sugar, 6 tablespoons of butter, and a 1/3 cup of milk. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. Out your powdered sugar, your milk, and vanilla. Beat that until it's smooth and soft, and you get a nice little pale yellow start on that. Sometimes I have to add a little more sugar, sometimes I add a little more milk, until I get A, the amount of frosting that I want, or B, the sweetness or not as sweet as I want. So it's up to you, but I just followed the directions of the recipe and just made it. So here it is, nice fluffy white icing. Now we're just going to spread it on the cake and let it melt for a while, or marinate, so that the flavors really come together. Because I find if you eat cake too soon, it hasn't had enough time to flavor up. And actually, I like to shove it into the refrigerator and let it season up a little bit in the refrigerator. Okay, now it is time to unveil our cake with the frosting and have our taste test. So, Barry, what do you think? Barry gives us 2 thumbs up, so it's got to be good. So anyways, I hope you have enjoyed learning about my little trip down memory lane in this mayonnaise cake that we used to make way back in Pennsylvania when I lived on the farm. And it's still just as good as I remember. But in the blog down below, you will find both recipes so that you can take a comparison test if you choose to make these cakes. And if you do, please send me some comments and some pictures of the cakes that you make, because I would love to be able to share that and share the experience with you. So until next time, remember, go hit that subscribe button so that you'll get every YouTube video that I do. And if you'd like to follow us on Weezy, the information is down below in the blog on how to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. So I hope you all have a great day, everybody. And until next time, bye.